All right, my friends, it's Hank McGurk here. Going to give you another daily update, or trying to keep these updates daily with MV, and show you what the new mapping progress is. So this is what we have so far. I'll hide this toolbar. Okay. And I've just went ahead and started to flesh the outer map for Ansalon. So this is northern Ansalon here. This is eastern Ansalon, and this is western Ansalon. These are some basically an island chain here off the side. It's still technically western Ansalon. And then this is like a pirate lord of Salafis, or something like that. I might call him Sufar Salafi or something like that. A pirate cove. Okay, so this is going to take you a little bit further down the storyline and show you that yes, progress is being made. All right. Now, I think as I explained before, geography plays a big part in the game development, or the flow of the game. So we start here in Haparu through the cave complex, hit this area where the town name has yet to be fully decided. It's either going to be Green Deep Vale or Ceto, not sure. It's up for community discussion and debate. So you've got some secret access points here, here. Come around through the main area, because obviously encounter rates are going to be much more difficult in the hills, in the forests, easiest on the plains. So that will take the character up and around this area here, through here. Okay. Now there's another secret area here where it would not be passable from this part of the map. You're actually going to have to figure out how to use this tunnel access to reach this tunnel access. Okay, so there's a shortcut here if you want to go basically higher, more difficult enemies and higher encounter rates. You can go through the hills to reach this area here. Or you could go around, which is a longer distance, but easier enemies and lower encounter rates, depending on your play style of the game. Because, as I said in the first video, Crystals of Chaos, there are basically three types of players to a role-playing game. There's the grinder, who's going to gather all the gold to get the best equipment that they can possibly get before they move on to the next challenge. There's the puzzle solver that likes to solve puzzles, look for secrets, and gain experience that way. And then there's the person that rushes the game and uses the best strategies and best equipment that they can possibly use, best combination of equipment. These are the people that typically break down the mathematics of a system to beat the game. So I'm trying to leave something open for every one of those different types of players. So you would cross here. It is a little bit confusing because, like I said in the first video, the city of Tarsus here hasn't been seen in 300 years. Certainly since not the time when Liam was banished by Nadad. Later to be brought back by Von Minomen, which brings us to the present day of post-Inquisition Ansalon. So this is a main point that you need to get to, so you can link up with either Talia or Azami, and I believe I went over a little bit about that in my last video. Another character recruitment point would be here, is Kira, the Sage Inventor. And then it's your choice here as you go on to the shorelines. Now, you can either go around this way and actually hit a town and recruit yet another character. And at first, I was thinking very much like a like the very classic swashbuckling buccaneer chauvinistic male, like super machismo, kind of Riker from Star Trek. Everybody knows I'm a Star Trek nerd, so that was my original idea, but I figured I would modify that concept, and instead of having a male character be like that, we'll just have a female character instead. So she's going to be the actual first rogue that you can recruit, a swashbuckler, a rogue swashbuckler. So this is going to be the first character that opens up all the thieving skills, pickpocket, well, all the steal skills, and I haven't gone over the different skill types yet. There are 18. But opens up the steal so you can pickpocket for gold, snatch for random items, or grab for specific items. And I think I went over that a little bit in the base class breakdown video. And I believe her name is, let's see, these are all the notes here. Let me switch scenes here. These are all the notes. So this is why it takes me a while to get through some stuff to figure out, all right, where did I put it? You know, because organization, right, being key. Because there's some things that are just ideas, and then some things that are the mechanic. And that I've said, all right, that works, and I put that into the bigger book here. Let's see if I can look her up real quick. Yeah, I figured we'd go with something like maybe at first I was going to name this swashbuckler not Alaric. This might not be the right page. Anyway, I figured we could use something like Aria, or oh, the original name for the Corsair was or privateer or swashbuckler was going to be Elias. So we can turn it on its head and make it like Riley, or you know, haven't quite decided yet. It's all a really good character I've found in my experience. It's really in a name. A name is everything for a character. So we take me a little time. I've got lots of notes on names. Take me a little time to decide, all right, what would be the right name for this character. And if you want to design this character, by all means, this is part of the project that you can join in on. Every piece is out there for all of us to be able to participate in, which is going to bring me to my next point about fallen Lorelei. Because, well, let me finish first. I get ahead of myself because I get so excited. All right, so we're basically, you would recruit that swashbuckler here. Now, what happens to her is she has a ship. These deep water ports is the only place that you can take the bigger ships. So it has to be like that fully dark blue. So at present, I've only got 2 deep water ports in the game, here and over here. Well, she had a ship, but when the Crystals of Chaos broke into the prime material plane and landed near Tarsus, it basically caused her to shipwreck, and she was able to drag herself to this area, and now she laments the fact that she doesn't have a ship. So she's a swashbuckler without a ship, which is kind of ironic. But you'll get, you know, accustomed to her roguish skills, and she's also got a lot of speed, a lot of luck, a lot of agility, a lot of evasion, or any of your ideas that we can incorporate, as long as rogue is the base class and the secondary class swashbuckler is whatever you want to make of it. Eventually, I think for 10,000 gold pieces, we'll make an area probably in northern Ansalon, maybe, where you can buy a ship. So, another recruitable character. You don't necessarily have to recruit it, but there it is. All right, so the other route would take you down through here. These watchtowers, too, by the way, are basically what the smugglers, because this is like Smuggler's Cove, because the evil Lady Mindara and the current crown of Ansalon, being so thoroughly evil, wants to tax and get their hands into everything. So, and try and cut off southern Ansalon, both east and west, in any way they can economically. So they rely on smugglers a whole lot. So that would be part of the swashbuckler theme. But anyway, you can see the routes here that are available to get to the final piece here, that is Tarsus. All right, so I just basically wanted to show you guys that some progress is being made on the overworld map. We've got new towns and things to design. Haparu, the mountain town. I started to do a little work on this just to see what was going to, what I could do to kind of make modifications. Thinking maybe that I was going to do kind of something that was similar to the mountain village. But then I started to get confused as I worked on my elevations, because I want my elevations to be consistent, because like I was talking about in the base mapping thing, that I want there to be continuity. So as long as we can all agree on a baseline model, keeping that continuity, that's all that matters. So it just was taking me a little bit of time to get familiar again with the mapping. It's been, like I said, 1.5 years since I abandoned the project to begin with, because I lost all that code, and that's really heartbreaking to lose that much code, and you just don't want to pick it back up again for a good long while, or a good little while. So southern, both east and west Ansalon overmap stuff is coming along nicely. Okay. Now, for the second little piece of this today, I wanted to show you guys a content creator I found yesterday, following, I believe it's Lorelei, but I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, maybe she'll correct me, but I was listening to her commentary during her live streams, and she's talking about the same things, we indie developers are always talking about. Time. We have these ideas for games, but we have to simplify them and break them down, because none of us really have the time to invest to pull all of these elements together into a much bigger game. And I thought her line of thinking was very, it was on par. It was very intelligent, the way that she thinks her builds through, and also how she talks about the assets. I mean, she really knows what she's talking about: lighting, shadow, all that type of stuff, and just really creating beautiful towns. So I was thinking, well, if you have such a gifted mapper here, and can't necessarily incorporate all the elements that you want to incorporate into a game, let's include these maps into Crystals of Chaos, because there's lots and lots of areas that need to be developed, and I'm only a single person. So, and we also have, let me see if I remember his name. I'll pull him up real quick. It's joined us. As far as doing some like sprite, little like weapon sprites and stuff like that, which is very, very cool. Let's see. That would be Migo Tech. So did a sub for sub. So he's gonna do side view battlers. So anything, I mean, you really pick and choose. Okay, that's the point and the purpose of this is everybody. There's plenty to do, and we can each do the things that we love and that we're good at. Some people like to design animations. Some people like to do art. Some people like to do towns. Some people like to do mini games. Some people like to do you know, enemy design or character design, or like I was looking at one of Echo's projects that she's doing right now, a dating sim. Like, these types of things can all be incorporated into the larger game. And I have a good deal of the assets, or I'm able to at least come by the assets, but I own pretty much most of the assets for MV and VX Ace and all that stuff, and I've already done a pretty good job of integrating a lot of those assets into the main game here, converting even stuff from Ace to an MV format, which I'll supply you with if you want. Save you some time, and of course Yanfly plugins. Okay, I've been loaded. So, and these are things that Fallen was talking about the other day, Fallen Lorelei. So hopefully she'll think about that and say, well, okay, well, I don't, like, just like anybody else, I don't have an infinite amount of time to design the biggest game ever, but I've got brilliant maps, and I would love to see my work incorporated into a larger framework. And given the nature of what Crystals of Chaos being the game that it is, still trying to keep that retro game, Super NES, NES feel, we also have the ability to incorporate some really kind of out there ideas, borrowing from the future and the past and all these other things that are truly chaotic. I mean, even one of the ideas I was exploring last night was perhaps having an underhall, a dwarven hall, where Lothgar, the dwarf, has sealed his hall. And he sealed it because these automatons, which are actually robots, are coming out of a SMI or ASI, artificial sentient intelligence. So there's actually a computer that's come from the future that's in a dwarven cave pumping out robots, and there's a broken kind of like android or colorate there that needs like quartz crystal and some other things to repair yet another recruitable character. So I didn't know if I wanted to go, you know, that far, but that's the level of creativity that we can apply to the game. So I mean, there's no idea out there that really probably we can't find a way to integrate it in some way. So that's just very, very exciting. So I just wanted to give you guys another update, let you know that, you know, progress is being made and that I'm dedicated to the project, that nobody really wants to say, oh yeah, I want to participate in a project that never gets finished. No, this is a project that will get finished. Okay, so that's why I'm going to continue to provide updates. So I was going to go over skills and stuff today, but I figured it's not really necessary to go a little bit deeper into the game mechanic today. We'll keep it right at about 17 minutes. So it's been Hank. Catch you on the flip side. Check out Lorelei's work. Follow Lorelei. Link is in the description box. And Fallen, if you hear the message and you want to participate, very cool. It's been Hank. Catch you on the flip side.